Monica McNutt called out by WNBA fans over sudden Caitlin-Clark turnaround. The pundits have had nothing but good things to say about Caitlin-Clark and the Indiana Fever now that they're in the midst of an absolute tear. The Fever are coming off a 104-100 overtime victory over the Atlanta Dream on Sunday, September 8, which marked their 8th win in 10 games played since the mid-season Olympic break. One analyst who has jumped on the Indiana hype train is ESPN's Monica McNutt, who incidentally wasn't exactly the biggest Caitlin-Clark fan earlier in the season. In fact, the former NCAA star took a lot of flack when she covered one of the Fever's games earlier in the season, with some fans even going as far as branding her as a Clark hater. At this point, however, McNutt has been much more liberal when it comes to heaping praise on Clark and the Fever. In a recent episode of ESPN's WNBA Countdown, the analyst had nothing but good things to say about Clark, her all-star teammate Aliyah Boston, and the rest of the Indiana squad. Clark and Boston have been the second-best scoring duo in the league behind A'ja Wilson and Jackie Young. McNutt pointed out, "It has been so incredibly efficient. To me, the numbers bear it out. They have been on a terrific tear since the All-Star break. But it also looks like they're playing with joy. They are gelling and having fun." Despite her seemingly newfound affinity toward Clark and the Fever, the fans still weren't too pleased with McNutt. In fact, the supporters did not hold back in calling her out for McNutt's supposed change of heart. The Fever are going to be a problem in the playoffs. Peck and McNutt hating life, as they have to finally come around and acknowledge reality. Read a comment. Did McNutt announce her roadie choice? I don't understand how ESPN doesn't ask her this. She got famous talking about CC, and put on The Daily Show. She had the unusual take of adding wins to the roadie convo, and now nothing? A reaction read. All their previous knowledge and experience in all things WNBA, and at ESPN couldn't predict Clark's impact better than the new fans. They were so adamant on downplaying and spreading her flowers around. But now it's obvious that Caitlin-Clark 22 is the real deal. Suck it, bitter Betties, said a viewer. To be fair, there are more than a few analysts out there who didn't have much faith in Clark and the Fever early on, especially when Indiana started off its campaign with a 1-8 record. At this point, these naysayers have been forced to walk back on their initial takes now that Clark and co. have turned their season around in a major way. Well, at least most of them have.